I knew I should have installed Source. Hello, I'm looking for a new car.
Sure thing, Bart. We got plenty to choose from. Ford 150, Ford 250, Ford 3...
Oh, no. Not a truck. I'm looking for a car, like maybe a Honda.
Honda? No problem. We got the Honda Curve, Pass...
No, sorry. I mean like a car. A small, normal-sized vehicle, not one on stilts.
We got Hellcats with 0 down. Just agree to bi-weekly payments with a fixed fluctuating APR percentage.
Wait. What about that one? I want that one.
No. But since you like those Chinese Toyotas, we got a fine American John Mini Cooper. Oh fuck, god damn it. يجب علي العمل على الترويج للمبيعات. هذه المرة الثالثة لهذا الأسبوع.
If you want to escape the real-world inflation of every kind, then look no further than GTI Club Supermini Festa, a racing game from Konami celebrating and cherishing the chibi and cheerful. Brought to the PSP and Wii in 2010, this release is the most content-complete of the series, and this game is a fantastic example of nailing core gameplay and being creative with limited resources. Before you even enter the game's quest mode, you're given multiple hot hatches to choose from for your starter car: a Mini Cooper S, Peugeot 207, VW Polo GTI, and a 500 Abarth. No need to worry about cash here, just take what you like. The first track and location you visit make a strong impression. Dramatic inclines, tight hairpins, and tighter shortcuts, the France stage gets you acclimated to Festa's level design and career progression. You see, Supermini Festa isn't just content with handing you races or time trials. While racing is here, with AI and modes including traffic, in order to progress, you will be playing what are effectively party modes with the AI. Car football, bomb tag, and tomato battles, just to name a few. Yes, one of the modes gives you a gun that shoots tomatoes, and you have to eliminate other racers. Where did the originality in racing games go? What I enjoy about this game is that early on, it pushes you to be better. You can absolutely win a race, but did you really win? Gold isn't just good enough. Try your hand going even faster. Go for the platinum. Getting all of a medal set net you extra rewards once the championship is completed. And this is spread across 5 locales, all complete with their own unique vibe and challenges. After you complete the beginner levels, you may think, okay, so each subsequent championship will make the AI more difficult and the requirements for plat are increased. And you would be right. The intermediate stage keeps things fresh by adding new twists to existing party modes and puts you up against slightly more formidable AI. And some of the game modes get new rule sets. For the racing, the game opens up new paths previously blocked off, having you rethink your routes to get the platinum times. What you won't realize at this point is that the game is trying to build your map knowledge, because every single lap on every single locale of intermediate takes you on a new route. Festa gets creative with its gameplay and design to alleviate repetition throughout its career mode. Supermini Festa on the PSP isn't content with simply bringing the arcade experience home. It's more akin to Outrun 2 or Coast to Coast. You have access to the original banger, but along with it, a series of equally engaging and fun remixes. This all culminates in the advanced stage where the whole map is available during races, putting it on you to find the best route to win. And this is where the AI stops playing around. Unlike the previous difficulties where each location had to be completed in order, Advanced lets you tackle each location in any order. But you may as well just go through them in succession. Trial and error is the name of the game here for the racing. Not every route is faster, and hitting walls, cars, losing speed, even on an optimal route, is enough to catch yourself an L. The beginner and intermediate difficulties were effectively training you for advanced, and it's a test of skill and knowledge, especially when you're going for the platinum. The party modes really shine here as well. They were already fun on intermediate, but on advanced difficulty, this may be some of the best AI I've seen play game modes like these. In many other games that has bots play what are effectively multiplayer game types, the AI does the job. They can give you an approximation on what these modes were like, but Festa's AI? They're alive, and they hate you. I swear, they have personality. They pull bullshit, some of which you can employ yourself, other stuff not so much, and they feel like real people on multiplayer. Now you can fool them. For instance, in Bomb Tag, you can just take some huge laps around the map to stop them from cutting you off, but make one mistake and they're on you. Try and hit them and they're smart enough to juke out of your way. But despite the game types pitting multiple rivals against you later on and you having to beat their combined score, The game never feels unfair. You can employ different tactics, game the system, embrace the chaos. The game modes work because they are chaotic. If the AI played fair, if they weren't nearly as aggressive, I think this is where the game's fun would start to run out, despite the continued remixing of its content. And on the topic of running out, the advanced stage is where the game's content starts to end. When you complete these missions, you're given points, after which, when you reach a certain threshold, you're given a choice of a piece of customization for your selected machine, as well as the ability to claim a new one, depending on your points. The cars themselves have level scaling, so maybe save the ones you really want towards the end of the game, unless you do in fact want a near fully maxed out Peugeot 207. That's not to say that your existing vehicles can't be upgraded, because they can, and doing so will help you remain competitive. But since you are rewarded for sticking with a particular vehicle, you will have to go back and grind out the missions if you decide later on in the game you actually want to use a car you earned previously but didn't drive. The customization is pretty good as well. You can slam your cars, install new spoilers, rally lights, change the liveries, full-on body kits, and there's even some licensed aftermarket options. Who knew Impol made parts for the Nissan Micra? All of these can be chosen through points or rewarded for getting all golds, silvers, etc. in the missions. Once you've cleared the advanced tour, the final challenge is expert mode, and if you plan to stick with this game, this is where the majority of your playtime will be. There's still twists being added into the missions, such as having AI battle against you in a mode where you're supposed to avoid collisions, while also not running out of time. And it's also the mode where you really feel like you're fighting for your right to play the game. The races all get an extra lap, with the first 3 laps bringing back the route switching from the intermediate stage, with the final lap being open-ended, allowing you to either claw back your place or try and hold on to it. The party modes? Well, I recognize that this is bordering on unfair, but it doesn't cross the line into feeling hopeless. My playthrough of Festa took about 5 hours, and I easily spent another 6 hours trial and erroring the expert mode. And I know this, because I wanted to get a better idea of the difficulty scaling at 11 PM one night, and next thing I know, my alarm goes off at 5:30 AM. Expert mode will push you, test your patience, but it never feels like failure was entirely out of your control. The tools for success are all baked into the mechanics and the chaos. GTI Club Supermini Festa on the PSP is a game I can wholeheartedly say I'm happy I played. Jury is still out on whether expert mode is included with my assessment, as just because you have the ability to do something, it doesn't make actually doing it any easier. And for whatever reason, I didn't just play expert mode for 6 hours, I platinumed it, along with the rest of the game, later that day. You don't get anything for this beyond Itasha liveries featuring Konami characters, but I'm just left thinking, damn, I want more GTI Club. If there is one thing I will complain about, it's that I wish that the AI were also affected by traffic cars, and that they weren't movable objects during races. Like, yes, I understand you're not supposed to be ramming them, but when the racing gets tight, as it always will be, either both of us need to suffer, or neither of us. That's the only aspect of the game's difficulty, which I will say is unfair. Now, it would be remiss of me to not mention the arcade original of Supermini Festa. However, if you've ever tried to play an arcade title on PC, you know that they can be temperamental. I did get this game working on Linux via jconfig and port Proton, with some minor visual issues and audio weirdness. But Supermini Festa's original version is still great. Surprise! I do enjoy the shinier visuals and added details to the stages, even when that detail is a detriment. From the gameplay side, there's an announcer now giving you insightful commentary during the race. Take it or leave it, it's easy enough to drone them out, but I find the sensitivity for crash cams to be too high, not just compared to the PSP version, but in general. Now, the PSP version did also add New York and Japan, so those are absent here. Customization is all presets now too, with the ports adding in the body kits and licensed parts. That said, for the pure racing, the arcade version is still great, engaging, and challenging, and definitely worth checking out along with the PSP version. And no matter which version you play, GTI Club Supermini Festa is an honest, simple, surprising, and engaging racing game that isn't afraid to challenge you, and it makes the most out of its small package. You can absolutely play a bigger game with more on offer, but Festa knows what kind of experience it wants to be and excels at delivering exactly that. It's a shame that this came to PSP and Wii in 2010, because looking at the wider racing climate at the time, while there are still some absolute bangers coming out or on the way, it was also a time where the more pure arcade racers were already on the way out. There's no pretense of realism here, there's no super dramatic set pieces or levels, just a passion for a thrilling drive with your everyday heroes.
I killed myself to be one of the boys. I lost my head to be one of the boys. I bit my tongue to be one of the boys. I sold my soul to be one of the boys.
Ego trip, make the big man bigger. Look at you now, you're a bona fide figure. You paint your face, what a glorified sinner. It's just your shimmers. beats and smoking guns. Wash off the information. Are you still having fun?